Okay, students. So today we will be starting a new chapter called the coordinate geometry. That is your chapter number. I think this is chapter number 7. Okay, chapter number 7. Okay, chapter number 7 is coordinate geometry. So you have learned coordinate geometry in previous year also, that is class 9. You know the basic concepts of coordinate geometry. Now we will be knowing some critical concepts, that means some concepts, some mathematical concepts in this coordinate geometry. That means how to calculate distance, how to divide anything into 2 parts, 3 parts, 4 parts, like that in any ratio. That will be a part of section formula. First we will be learning distance formula, next we will be learning section formula. We'll come to know what these are. First, today we will be learning distance formula only. Okay, but before that I will give you a just brief introduction about the whole coordinate system. Just if you have forgotten this, so I will just give you a brief introduction, so this will make your understanding more easier. See, so this type of thing is known as a coordinate system. You know that this is origin, this O, that is the intersection of these two axes, y axis and x axis is the origin. This is the positive part of x, see, positive x known as x. This part is the negative x known as my negative x. Okay, so as you know that from origin, if you go to right hand side, you go to the positive section. From origin, if you go to the left hand side, you go to the negative section. Then this total section is known as the x axis. Okay, the horizontal line is known as the x axis. Now from origin, if you go upwards, you will get positive values. Okay, so this x section is known as positive y, and from origin if you go downwards, you will get negative numbers. That means this section is known as negative y. This is y, this is y dash. That's why negative means dash. That's why I have given a dash. Over here also, see, I have given a dash, because negative always means that there will be a dash. That denotes that it is a negative portion. Okay, so see, this is the coordinate system, the Cartesian, or rather I should say the Cartesian coordinate system, the coordinate that we will be studying. There are many other coordinate system, okay, like the polar coordinate system, like many others are there, but this is a very popular coordinate system that we are very accustomed with, and we will be very accustomed with in next higher classes also. Okay, so this is positive x, positive y, negative y, and these two axes we know are perpendicular to each other, because this angle is 90 degree, this angle is 90 degree. That's why these two axes are called orthogonal axes. Okay, so we will be starting with the quadrant. Okay, now first, before quadrant, we know that how to plot any number in the coordinate system. Okay, let's say we know that coordinate looks in this type, that is x comma y. Now if I just tell you to plot any coordinate 2 comma 3, how will you plot? See, the x value is actually 2, so you will find in x axis, this horizontal line is the x axis, so find 2 over here. See, there is the 2, there is the 2. Okay, now y value is what? See, 3 is the y value. Now find 3. See, y value, I said y value, so y value means y axis, so find 3. See, there is the 3, there is the 3. Okay, now what you should do is draw a line perpendicular to this x axis upwards. Okay, like that, and from the 3 draw a line perpendicular to this y axis on the right hand side. See, these two lines actually cut at this point. Okay, actually this point is actually the required point, 2 comma 3. Okay, this point will actually be the required point, 2 comma 3. So you took the x value, found out the value of x on which point the value of x is 2, and you took the y value, that is 3, found out on y axis which point is actually 3, drawn perpendicular 2 lines. The point where these two lines cut each other will be the required point that you will be plotting. Okay, this was the general concept of plotting of points. Now we will be coming straight to the quadrant system. Okay, what is the quadrant system? The quadrant system means this is the first quadrant. Okay, this is the first quadrant, and we know quadrant system goes anti-clockwise. So this is first, this is second quadrant, this is third quadrant, this is fourth quadrant. Okay, see, fourth quadrant. So this goes anti-clockwise, like that, anti-clockwise, first, second, third, fourth. See the naming, you can name it anti-clockwise, starting from the first. Now we are going to discuss the values of x and y in all the quadrants. Okay, first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. We want to discuss all the values of x and y. Now on first quadrant, since x is also positive, y is also positive, so both are positive, so x positive, y positive. In second quadrant, see, x is negative but y is still positive. Okay, so x negative, y positive. You can see my notation that I am using. This notation is due to, because I want to show you which is positive, which is negative. The comma, before the comma we know x is there. See, the normal form of a coordinate is x comma y, so we know before comma there is x and after comma there is y. So by writing minus in place of x, it means x is negative. By writing plus in place of y, it means y is positive. Okay. Now over here, see, let's see third quadrant. Third quadrant, see, x is negative, and y also negative. Okay, y negative, x negative. So both are negative, negative comma negative. That is x negative, y negative. Okay. Now let's come to fourth quadrant. See, fourth quadrant, y is negative, but x is positive. Okay, so x is positive. First we write x. That's why positive sign. First write x, then write y, because the form is in x comma y. Okay, that's why we first write x, then comma, then y. So we shouldn't forget this form. So positive, x is positive, that's why positive sign, and y is negative, that's why negative sign. Okay, like that, negative sign. Understood? I hope you understood this thing. Now as we have revised the whole thing, the previous year's chapters, that is the coordinate geometry, in case you forget some concepts of coordinate geometry, now we will be straightly diving into the distance formula. Okay. So let's talk about the distance formula. Okay, clear cut. Let's talk about the distance formula. What we are studying now is the distance formula. Okay, distance formula, to how to calculate distance between any two points. See, let's consider 2 points A and B. Let's consider 2 points A and B. Let's consider the coordinates of A in general as x1 comma y1. Let's consider the coordinates of B as x2 comma y2. Now I want to find the distance between A and B or just you can say the length of the straight line joining A and B. Okay, just the length of the straight line joining A and B. So actually the line segment is known as AB. I can write the line segment as AB. So AB, actually when we write line segments, we give a dash on the top. We give just that type of line. This denotes that AB is a line segment. This denotes that AB is an arc. Okay, like that, this type of notations we use. This arc notation you will be learning in chapter circles. Okay, but now we are drawing with line segment. See, AB, this line segment, actually this line is actually line segment. That's why we have written AB, and on the top of it we have given this line like shape. Okay, that means that AB is a line segment. Now what we will be studying is the length of AB actually. Okay, the length of the straight line joining A to B, or as you can say the distance between A and B, we will be learning using these points, the coordinate of these points, the general coordinate x1 y1, x1 comma y1, x2 comma y2. Okay, so the formula is actually, give a big root. First of all, give a big root. Okay, under the root write x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. This is the formula. This is also known as the distance formula. Okay, x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Okay, or you can also write this like that, AB as root over, just I am changing this x1 and x2. See, because there is a square, if this thing is minus also, this will be square. So I can also write x1 minus x2, doesn't matter. Okay, actually what I should say is a minus b whole square is actually equal to b minus a whole square. Okay, you can just expand it and see, actually a minus b whole square and b minus a whole square are same. Don't get confused with the sign. Okay, a minus b whole square and b minus a whole square both are same. So that's why I can write x2 minus x1 whole square can also be written as x1 minus x2 whole square, plus this one can also be reversed, that means y1 minus y2 whole square. So you can use any of the two formulas, but remember the whole thing is under this root, under this big root. Okay, the whole thing is under this big root. Just rubbing this coordinate axis, we don't need it anymore. Okay, understood this thing? So in the sum, when you will doing this type of sums, you need to follow this rule also. Okay, but the only sign is plus over here. Over here the sign is plus. You have to remember that. Over here the sign is plus. Okay, now these two are the, not these two actually, anything you can use, or, so I am putting a or in between. So anyone you can use. Okay, both will give you the correct answer. Now we'll be taking one sum from your exercise and we'll be solving that sum to see how to solve this type of sums. Okay, so I have taken a sum from exercise 7.1, the sum number 1 part 2. Okay, it asks you to find the distance between these 2 points. Okay, minus 5,7 minus 1,3. Okay, so let this point be A, let this point be A, let just consider it as A, and let just consider it as B point. Okay, now as we know, what was the A point? A point was actually x1 comma y1. Okay, B point was actually x2 comma y2. As you can remember, x1 comma y1 and B point was x2 comma y2. You remember in the formula? Okay, so now you can just put the values in place of this. Okay, see, x1 will be -5, y1 will be 7, x2 will be -1, y2 will be 3. Okay, now let's write the formula. So the distance between AB, since we have let these 2 points be AB, A and B, so distance formula is actually root over x2 minus x1 whole square minus y2 minus y1, sorry, not plus over here, the middle sign will be plus, minus y2 minus y1 whole square. Let's put the values of x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, x2, what is x2? x2 is -1. x2 is -1. Okay, and x1 is -5. Okay, so x2 minus x1, so -1 minus, I am giving third bracket, -1 minus of -5. See, minus x2 is -1, see, -1. Now minus sign is there, see, minus sign. Then x1 is actually -5. So one minus is in between. This was actually the form minus of the formula, and another minus is before the 5. So I have given this minus. This thing's whole square plus, again third bracket opens, y2. What is y2? y2 is 3 minus y1 is how much? 7 whole square. Okay, so this is the formula. The whole thing will be under the root, as I have said. Now let's solve it. So -1 minus of -5, so it will become actually, I am just giving first brackets, no need of third brackets right now. So -1, this minus and minus will become +5. Okay, and this thing's whole square is there. Next, plus 3 minus 7 is actually -4 whole square. Okay, next let's solve this. Root over 5 minus 1 is actually 4 whole square plus -4 whole square. Now let's square it. So what is 4 square? 4 square is actually 16. Now -4 square is actually -4 into -4. That means minus into minus becomes plus, and 4 4 is 16. Again 16 is coming. Okay, so 16 is coming. 16 is coming. Now I am just writing, because of shortage of space I am writing it over here. So root 16 plus 16. Now 16 plus 16, can I write as 16 into 2? Obviously 16 plus 16 I can write it as 16 into 2. I will write that. Okay, so root over 16 plus 16 I will write it as like that, root over 16 into 2. Okay, now as we know 16 is a perfect square. This can be taken out of root, so 16 can be taken out of root as a square root. Okay, but 2 is not a perfect square. 2 is not a perfect square, so 2 will remain inside the root. Okay, so 16 root over 16 is what? Is actually 4. 4 square is 16, so root over 16 is actually 4. So 16 will come out of this root as 4. But 2 can't come out because 2 is not a perfect square. So just root 2 will be remain as it is. And what will be the unit? The unit will be just simple units. Okay, because we don't know whether it is centimeter, meter, kilometer, hectometer, decameter, nothing we know. Just we need to write units. If you don't write this, marks will be deducted. At least half a marks will be deducted for not writing these units. Okay, so it will be units. Don't forget to write that. Okay, so this is our answer. Understood how to do? I just gave you an example of one typical sum that you will be doing in the distance and section formula chapter. Obviously distance formula, not the section 1. Okay, so this is the part 1 of the video. The part 2 will be moving on from our next class. Okay, the section formula actually. So distance formula is over. On the next class we will be starting the section formula. Okay, thank you.